Now the name Carnal Forge. You probably get this question all the time, but it's also the name of a great Carcass song. Is there any relation to the name and the band?
Yeah, it actually is. It's quite silly. It's nothing that we are ashamed of. When we started the band, we were drinking some beers and playing some cards, and we were just listening to the Carcass Hard Work album, and the name Carnal Forge from the song came up, and think it was Stefan, a drummer, who said that it's great lyrics in this song. Yeah, and I'm like, but it's a great group name too. Like, no, we cannot take it because Carcass has it. No, I don't care. You just borrow it from them, and nothing we are ashamed of. It's totally true.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's so many band names could conceivably be part of other band songs at the same time. Anyway, I mean, there's just so many metal names that all sort of focus around the same imagery. But I agree. I think Carnal Forge really fits your sound, though. I mean, it just has that.
Yeah.
That
was something that we wanted the band name to do. So if you heard Carnal Forge, you immediately understand that this is really heavy shit.
Now you, your brother Petri, and Stefan were all previously in Thy Dreams, correct?
Yeah.
Oh,
and also Petri.
Oh, wow. All right, cool. Now, why did you decide to leave that band and create Carnal Forge?
Well, at the time when we took that decision, we were just so tired of it. It was so many melodic death metal bands here in Sweden, and everybody started to sound similar to each other. And also we had major problems with our label that we were on right then with War Music. And they totally fucked everything up, and we just got tired of waiting for the albums to be released. And I think every album that we have released with In the Dreams is about 3 years delayed. So that's pretty long time for every album. So we just got totally tired of it and decided to do something totally different, like more metal straight in your face. And we all discussed for many years to do something like more thrash, hardcore death metal style.
Yep.
And it was just the simple reason that we were so tired of arguing with the label all the time, and also of the melodic death metal scene here in Sweden, because we have tons of bands here playing that.
Do you find yourself, even in Carnal Forge, being from Sweden, that you still get grouped into that Swedish sound?
Yeah, it always is like that, because it's so hard to get away from that, because we are from Sweden. We are going to sound Swedish, because it would be strange otherwise. I don't see that is something bad as it looks right now, because Swedish metal is really popular, so it's really cool for us.
Is there anything that you guys did differently with your songwriting process? I mean, how does that work when you guys actually go to write the songs? Do you come up with the riff, or the drummer, or do you guys all kind of collectively work together to put the song together and then add the vocals?
And nowadays we work a lot individually. We sit at home and do some riffs, and when you come up with some cool stuff, you just record it with the drum machine, and then you present it for the other guys, and then everybody can say if they like it or not, or if it's good, or but if you could change that riff in that song and stuff like that. So everybody is a part of the writing process of the music, and everybody except for Jonas is writing music in the band, so it goes really fast for us to write a new album, and we pretty much know what everybody in the band likes, and but it's not like I do a song and then it's my song and you cannot touch it. Everybody has a saying in what they like and don't like about the songs. And also we focused a lot more on each and every song, so we didn't just do the song and then leave it to do the next song. When we had one song was done, we listened to it and figured out if we could add something or should we just leave it as it is. And I think that paid a good result for each and every song, because every song is much stronger individually than on our previous albums. And also we told Jonas, our vocalist, that we do this nowadays when we record all the music, and then when we are done we take a break from the studio and he does the vocals. So we didn't know anything about how he's going to do the vocals. We just gave him totally free hands and said, do whatever you want, and when you're satisfied, just call us and we come and listen and see what you have done. And I think he did some pretty amazing things and much more varied vocals than he has done on the previous albums.
I think that's definitely an element that you guys have that works to your advantage too, is the vocal range. I mean, he's really good at doing the higher stuff, and then he's good at getting the lower stuff at the same time. So
yeah.
Do you have a favorite song on the album by chance?
I have many favorite songs. My Bloody Rampage is one of the biggest favorites for my point of view. I also like Divine Killing Breed Machine is an awesome song.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's a sick song.
Yeah, so there are so many good songs on this, and it's easier for me to say that the good songs because I haven't written all the songs. Earlier in the past when we did Who's Gonna Burn and Fire Demon, it was me and the drummer who wrote everything, so then it was like, no, this is not a good song. And you'll say that because I wrote it, yeah? But now it's much easier because everybody's writing music, so I can see a song from a whole different perspective these years. So.
What is it that separates thrash bands and metal bands of today, do you think, than from some of the earlier pioneers of the sound?
Oh, that's a hard question. I would definitely say that it's not really much that is different. I think the thing that you can say it's different is that it's a little bit more technical these days. The riffing on the guitars is a little bit more technical, and also the sound is more in focus these days. Earlier you can have a great album, but the sound was crappy because and nobody cared about how the sound on the album was, and I think that's the major difference that makes this kind of music sound new. But when you really start to analyze it, I wouldn't say that it's much that is new in it. So
just mostly like production-wise and
production-wise, it's and then everybody feels this great sound, great songs, and but if you listen to that album that was released '88, it's an awesome album, but the sound is crappy, and that's why you get the impression of that it's not a good album.
That's true. Now, similar on that topic of some of the earlier pioneers, you guys are just confirmed for that huge metal tour in May called 2003 Metal Gods Tour, and that tour is sick. I mean, it was like Halford, Testament, Immortal, Amon Amarth, Pain Museum, and you guys, and they say more to be added too. I mean, how did this whole tour come together? What are your feelings on this huge tour?
It's totally crazy. It's hard to explain how we felt when we got the opportunity to do this because Testament and Halford, they're like bands that I grew up with listening to, and they were kind of idols that made me wanted to play this kind of music. So it feels a little bit strange to be on the same tour as these huge guys and do a tour with them. We are so excited about this, so we can barely wait for it to start. So, but it's totally weird because, like Stefan, our drummer, said, he has listened to Halford for he don't even remember for how long, and now he's suddenly going on tour with him. If you had asked us for a couple of years ago, we would say that this is never going to happen. But now we're there, so it's really fun.
That's awesome. Do you know if Halford was the one himself that actually put this tour together, or was it something that the labels kind of conceived, or?
No, I think it's Halford who put it together, if I understand right. It's Halford and his manager. And I read the statement, and I know that always these kind of statements could be some way wrong. But if I understood the statement right, he picked a band from each and every subgenre of metal, what he thinks is the best band at the moment. So that feels pretty great to be in Carnal Forge, and that Halford think is one of the best bands out there right now. So that's cool.
It's very true. Looking at it, I mean, there's the black metal, the death metal, the more thrashy, it's the old school. It's like sort of the whole thing coming together. I think it's a really cool thing. It really hasn't been done like that before to that level. So
it's really awesome, and we are just so excited about it. So and waiting for come to US and do this tour.